Say man, Brian Norman Jr. has spoken, and he calling Devin and Bill Haney's bluff. Talking about all that huffing and puffing and bluffing you're doing. We know you ain't nothing but a Twitter freak. Yeah, that's what y'all is. I got something for y'all. Let's talk about what Brian Norman Jr. had to say to Devin Haney, and let's just talk about this whole situation. Do Devin and Bill really want to smoke with Brian Norman, or is he just bluffing? Or is he just talking on X? Twitter is what Brian Norman called it, but we gonna get into all that. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you ain't already subbed, and let's cook. Say, man, like I predicted years ago, my dog Brian Norman Jr., his name is buzzing. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop God's plan. You know what I'm saying? You can't stop God's plan, and Brian Norman Jr. is going straight to the top where he belongs. Now, Bill Haney and Devin Haney, I got to give it to Bill Haney, man. Bill Haney know how to promote. Bill Haney know how to stay in the media. He know how to stay at the top of everybody conversation. You know what I'm saying? The boxing game was different without Bill and Devin in it. You know what I'm saying? It was a little bit boring. I ain't gonna lie. Man, that's why I like Bill Haney. I support Bill Haney. You know what I'm talking about? I like what he's doing because he's doing a great job promote his son. You know what I'm saying? His son don't talk too much, but his Devin been popping most shit on the internet also, right? But he can't pop that shit like Bill do. Bill really know how to talk that talk. And if you ain't witty like that, you'll let Bill fool you. And I'll get to the fool you part in a little bit. Because we know that Brian Norman Jr., his name is buzzing, right? Name is buzzing. He just came from Japan with the knockout of the year. I'm calling it right now. That gotta be the knockout of the year because Jen Psaki, he don't even remember nothing from the last 6 months. If that ain't the knockout of the year, what is? You know what I'm talking about? If that's not the knockout of the year, what is? So, of course, yeah, we calling it early. My dog, Brian Norman Jr., he got the knockout of the year. But prior to that, we know that Devin, Bill Haney had Brian Norman Jr. somewhere on his hit list. Now, I don't think they was looking at that fight as a possibility. Well, if you ask Brian Norman Sr., he's saying that Bill Haney was rooting for Brian Norman to lose to Jen Psaki. That's what he say. You know what I'm saying? That's what he say. He say he did, you know, Bill was out there rooting for Brian Norman to lose to Jen Psaki, and he was sad. He was sad when he got the victory. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying what he said. So if that's the case, how he really wanted to fight. But moving along, right? We know that Bill been very vocal. You know what I'm saying? Bill ain't gonna let the media, social media, nobody in the media make Devin Haney look like a duck, right? So he said, yeah, his name on the list and I'm sticking to it. So Bill been on the Boxing Voice, he been everywhere making a big scene, calling Brian Norman, where you at? We can't find you. Why you ain't answering the phone? And Brian Norman Jr., he got something to say about that. All that huffing and puffing that Bill Haney been doing. Let's listen to what Brian Norman Jr. has to say about that. And we're going to get down to the bottom of this because I'm going to give y'all my opinion if I think that Bill and Devin is bluffing or is they for real. And y'all can give me y'all opinion in the comment section. But before we do that, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's listen to this audio of what Brian Norman had to say, Brian Norman Jr. had to say recently.
Well, I was on social media over the last day or so, and I did see this tweet from Bill Haney, who wrote, "I'm on my job looking for this tough guy named Brian Norman Jr. If you see him or his dad, tell them Devin Haney is looking for them." And then I saw your reply saying that you're happy to pull up on them. And so what do you make of this tweet from Bill Haney, which came out yesterday night?
I mean, I see Bill Haney, he trying to run the same play like he did with everybody else. That boy's a Twitter freak. That boy's social media. I ain't gonna finish that freak.
Okay.
He loves the social media things, and he like to play it with social media. Me, I'm just straight up about mine. He made plenty of tweets even after that. I made my one little statement. Hey, if you trying to get down with it, but what's up with it? I'm right here for it. And that's it. That's that right there and there. So if they trying to make something happen, I'm here for it. He like calling his son Debo Haney, but don't forget what Debo got hit with. That boy got hit with a brick, and we see what happened when I hit these folks. I got something special in these gloves.
Straight up and down like that, man. Y'all smash the like button. For real talk. Straight up and down. It's simple. You know what I'm talking about? He called that man a Twitter freak. You know what I'm saying? A Twitter whore. That's what he said. Hey, but he not buying all of that bluffing that Bill Haney is doing. According to him, he think they bluffing. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm going to give y'all my opinion on it, man. And like I said, this is just my opinion. I support Bill and Devin, but I've seen them do this before. Because y'all got to look at how they act when they really, really want to fight, and then how they act when they just bluff it. Now, when it was Teofimo Lopez, when it was Ryan Garcia, Bill didn't do none of that in the media, right? We was actually surprised about the announcement when we got it, right? You just popped up and you just heard the announcement, right? Even recently with the Teofimo stuff, right? It was out of the blue. We heard the announcement that they was close to getting the deal done. It wasn't all of this bluffing in the media, right? Like, Bill been talking about, oh man, will you gonna take the same deal? We got the same deal for you that you turned down for Boots. You gonna take the same deal that Boots had on the table for you? All of that, man. First of all, we know that fights don't get made negotiating dollar amounts in the public, right? And then when he said we got the same amount for you, like last time I checked, I ain't never seen Devin Haney pay nobody out of his purse. Like, what promotion are they fighting under Devin Haney Promotions? Like, come on, man, stop this shit. This is the same stuff they was doing when it came to Shakur Stevenson when they really, really didn't want to fight. But see, Bill is a genius at getting out in front of the media, right? Getting out in front of the narrative, right? When he really don't want that smoke. Now I'm not going to shit on Devin Haney because, you know, a lot of the smoke that they do be taking, right? I've got nothing bad to say, but I don't believe that he wants to smoke with Brian Norman Jr. by the way that he's moving. It's kind of like that cat in the club that you see that you got beef with, right? And you ready to get it popping, right? And he see you from afar and he get real, real loud, right? Y'all ain't nowhere near each other, but he get real, real loud. And you like, calm it down, like, come outside. And he getting real loud so the bouncers can see you, you know, and come break it up before shit really gets started. And that's what Bill Haney doing. He get real, real loud to try to get the fans and the media on his side, because when shit hit the fan and it don't happen, they gonna be able to point the finger at Brian Norman. Right, y'all. You see how we were screaming for the fight. We wanted to fight, and that's how I see the situation, man. He really don't want it because, like I said, when they really do want the fight, you don't hear nothing about it. It's kind of like quiet, and then bam, you get the announcement, right? He don't really want that. And like Brian Norman said, man, hey, I got something in these gloves for your ass. Right? So I'm not going to do all of that. I'm not going to go back and forth with all that Twitter hooping and hollering, asking me what I'm going to take, would I take this? Come on, man. First of all, Devin and Bill ain't paying nobody, right? So whoever's going to promote the fight, whether it's Eddie Hearn, Turkey Al-Sheikh, whoever it may be, it ain't going to be Devin and Bill. So how you offering him anything? Like, how are y'all making the offer, right? Y'all are not about to go rent the venue out, right? Set up the undercard, pay all the undercard fighters, pay your purse. You know, you're not doing that. Like, so all of that shit's a bluff. Yeah, they bluffing. Straight up and down. Like I said, I still rock with them, but they bluffing. They bluffing straight in. The way that he was moving and kind of frantic against Jose Ramirez, what you think he gonna do when he get in the ring with Brian Norman Jr.? You know what I'm saying? The storm is coming. They don't want none of that. They ain't even had a fight officially at 147 yet. You think he gonna move up and face Brian Norman? I'm telling y'all, man, this is all for show. It ain't gonna happen because Devin and Bill, they're bluffing. You can tell how they moving already. That's my opinion. Y'all can give me y'all thoughts. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. Jacob talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.